Yes, hello. Welcome. Welcome to tonight's Facebook Live. We'll be spending the few moments we have here to discuss my upcoming book, The Eloim Code. The inspiration behind the book was my thinking sections. I do strategic consulting for individuals and for corporate enterprise. I help with capacity development, certification, modeling, project management, and then corporate management generally, and then campaign and influences. So, and one of the key questions that people ask you or people wants to know is how they can grow their brand, how their brand can outlive them. So I was looking for answers to strategies that can make a brand to grow beyond the life of the founders or the boards. And what best way can I get such answer but to study existing pattern? I was looking for strategic policies that can be used in corporate leadership, and I looked at different enterprises and I discovered that wow, the longest standing enterprise is the heaven and the earth. The earth planet, the heaven planet. The earth has been around for billions of years, 4 to 5 billions of years, and it's still sustained. Elohim, which is God the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, has been able to sustain heaven and earth for billions of years. They're not actively here, but they've made in place a system. And when you go against that system, it backfires. And that's why we have earthquake, we have negative things happening. Negative things happening are the consequence of not obeying the rules that the founders of heaven and earth set in place. So I was like, wow, if we can look at the patterns that was implemented when Elohim was establishing the universe and the earth itself, you will understand that there are basic principles and policies that you can use to manage your life, to manage your relationship, to manage your ministry, and to bring out the best. So that was why I come up with this, and I'm writing the book. I'm done with the writing, but I'm trying to do some interview so that the book itself can be perfectly done. I wanted to get opinions and feedback. So please send me your own ideas of what you think you can learn from the life of God, Elohim, Jesus, Holy Spirit, that it's making it to be that this world and heaven is still sustained. So I'll be very glad. Please send it to me. You can send me a mail on beloved4@gmail.com, or you can send me a private chat after now. You can drop the chat now while this Zoom is this live is going on. So briefly, there are 7 key reasons that I found in the life of God, and he was able to relate with his board of directors. The board of directors of Heaven and Earth Incorporated is Elohim, and we learned about how the heaven and earth came into reality. We were told that God created, and we understood that God the Father saw the need. God the Spirit came to do an assessment of the need, and the executioner of the project, the construction manager, of the project management, or the brand manager was God the Son. So it was something that was a vision actualized. And every organization, every company, every business is a vision. It's not even about the product. The product is a means of solving the problem. Your existence is not even about you existing. It's that gift and that opportunity you have to solve that problem. So it's not about talent. Talent is overrated. It's not about potential or this or that. It's the fact that you are using that gift to achieve a purpose. You are using that career. It's not just I'm a business person. So what difference are you making in the society? So it's not about I speak as a speaker. It's about the fact that when I speak, I enlighten. So my purpose is enlightenment, not speaking. I write. When you write, what happens when you write? What happens when you write is your purpose. Writing is just a platform. Business is just a platform. Enlightenment is just other things are just platforms. I'm a career person. Congratulations. So what happened with your career? I'm a married man, so I'm a married woman, so it's not about what you do. It's how you make people feel with what you do. So over time, it's not even about your business. It's about what contribution your business makes. So it's not about I'm an entrepreneur. Congratulations. There are entrepreneurs that we don't care about their life, but there are entrepreneurs that teaches us, contribute, do innovative provisions to making life better, and you want to be a part of their life. So let's look at those 7 things. Number 1 is inner team or identity. Elohim knew who they were, so it was easier for them to create something based on who they were. Number 2, they had a vision or a purpose for the universe, and that became the guiding force of what they do. And anything in the universe that does not agree with the purpose has transgressed. Then number 3, they had a mastery. Everybody focused on what they are best in. God the Father had a vision, the Word came in to execute it, the Holy Spirit came in to carry out an assessment of what needs to be done. And then they were able to sustain their vision. They didn't just create a world and heaven. They created systems and structure. They created man to manage. They created animals. They created plants. So you can't just have a vision. You need to work with teams. You have to work with people that are strong where you are weak, and those that can complement your strengths. So there must be a system, there must be a structure, and then you must make plans for succession and legacy. God the Father is not directly here like everyday thing, but the world is still sustained billions of years after they seems to be out of the picture. That's why some people even believe that God is out of the picture. They believe God is out, and then there must be a transfer of greatness. Elohim made men that could operate in their capacity. Elohim is unlimited, we are limited. Elohim is all wise, we are wise. So these are the 7 principles I want to look at. And this thing is applicable in any relationship, in any business, or in your own personal life. If you want to achieve success, these 7 things will work. So as I'm talking now, please write and see how you can grow your life based on your vision. Life is about purpose. It's not about what you do. Yes, I'm a construction manager, I'm a builder, I build houses, I talk to people, I write, I do branding, I do promotions and influence, but that's not it. The reason why I do what I do is my purpose. I do it because I want brands to grow. I do it because I want brands to have the enlightenment to make the right decisions. I do it because I want brands to harness their contents and their potentials. I do it because I want brands to be influential and to achieve prosperity. That's my purpose. It's not my writing or my speaking. My purpose is what happens to you when I finish talking. If it's negative, that means I'm not doing it right. But if I do it and you are inspired and transformed to go and start making your life a business, then I've done well. So it's not even about the payment, it's about you becoming better. So let's talk about it. Inner thing. God the Father knows his strengths. So you can't start a relationship when you don't understand yourself, otherwise you will lose yourself. You must understand your temperament. You must understand your personality. You must understand your character. You must understand who you are. You mustn't get inferior with being who you are. Yes, you can get to a moderate state where your temperament does not become a disadvantage on others, but then you have to understand your identity, understand your character traits, understand who you are. And they look at the God the Father, God the Son, and the Holy Spirit. They are Trinity, but they are distinct. God the Father is distinct, God the Son is distinct, God the Holy Spirit is distinct. So they were both. Even though they have a common vision, they were individually distinct, but going to the same purpose. That's why he said, I and my Father are one. They are different, but they have the same purpose. So you can't start a business or start a relationship if you have not met a partner that is having the same goal and vision with you. So you are coming with your individual self. You must come in with someone that believes in you, believes in your potential. Yes, they may want to add 1 or 2 tweaks there to make you better, but they must believe in who you are. They must believe in what you are excited about. I'm an extrovert, for example, and it's going to be difficult for someone to change me completely from being an extrovert. Yes, I may be a cultured extrovert, and if I'm marrying an introvert, I can't change the person completely. I can make the person to be outspoken at the right time, but I can't take them away. So before you go into a relationship or you start a business or you start a ministry, look for members and partners that believe in your identity, believe in what you stand for. Now, after finding who you are, number 2 is to develop a vision and a mission purpose. A vision and a mission purpose. What that means is that, okay, now I know I like talking. Now I know I like speaking. Now I know I like drawing. Now I know I like creativity. So what difference do I want to make in the society? Who do I want to help? Youth, adults, what age group, what locality? What problem have I observed in the universe? For example, I noticed that people don't understand who they are, identity crisis. So I want to use my speaking ability to help people to know who they are. I notice that most people are stuck. They get discouraged. I want to encourage people to keep moving. I notice people are not growing in themselves. They are not growing their brands. They don't have anything they are looking up to. And I want people to grow. I notice that a lot of people are not able to harness their full self. I want to harness them. I notice people are also living for themselves. And I want people to live a life that is like a legacy. A life that sustains and outlives you. That's my purpose. So you see, when I teach in the church, that's the reason why I teach. When I write, that's the reason why I write. When I do this life, that's the reason why I do the life. Anything I do, that's the essence. If you see me walking anywhere and I will not be able to show forth my purpose, or be able to make the right influence, or be able to help. I work only in places that will allow me to grow. I will enter a relationship that will grow. I will enter into a ministry that will allow me to grow. I will enter into a business where people can grow and I can grow. So first, who are you? Number two, what do you want to do with who you are? Okay, what's your vision? Your vision is something bigger than you, but your mission is the day-to-day means of achieving it. So my vision, for example, is to have a world where everyone grows, everyone is enlightened, and everyone achieve influence. That's big. But a way of breaking it down is to have a mission statement. And my mission statement is to run a branding agency that offer leadership development, corporate management and modeling, and promotional campaign for individuals and corporations. Look at that. My vision was wide beyond my life. But my mission brings it down because I can't make changes in every sector. But I've decided to make changes in branding, in strategic leadership, in capacity development. So you will not see me in health, but you will see me in capacity development, in academy, strategic alignment. You see me trying to model innovation. Somebody has an idea, I'm trying to help the person to develop the idea. Organizations need to develop their team. I'm there to train, I'm there to speak. You see me in conferences, you see me training people, you see me campaigning, you see me advertising products for people, you see me partnering and investing in things. These are things that I do. I'm not in the health, I'm in the capacity development and the strategic. So even though you understand who you are and you know your big vision of what you want the world to be, you have to be specific. What's your industry? My industry is media. My industry is education. My industry is strategy. My industry is branding. My industry is innovations and production. So you must understand your sector. You must understand your market. You must understand where you want to use who you are. So that's number two. Then number three, you have to master it. Okay? Even though people say school is scam, you also need a form of formal or informal education. You have to sit under someone that has been there. You have to do internship. You have to do training. You have to do apprenticeship. You must have a form of training. Even if you don't want to go to the formal education, at least you must become an expert. And the only way to become an expert is to learn. You don't just start a business. You must observe. Even through YouTube videos, there must be a mastery of your mission. So you see me reading books on branding, reading books on speaking, on writing, on publishing, on production, on modeling, on how to campaign, digital marketing, graphics. I read books in those areas because I want to become better. I follow people like Sam Adeyemi because he's a leadership consultant. I follow people like John C. Maxwell, a leadership consultant. I follow Simon Sinek, a speaker. I follow Frederick Aaron, a speaker. I follow Pastor Kumuyi, a teacher. I follow a lot of persons that are in the same direction because I want to master my trade. I want to brand myself. I want to become better. So I've not yet put time in painting who I look like. Yes, by looking fancy in my media and other things, but I'm working deep. I'm working deeper. I'm branding myself. I'm mastering myself. So the third thing you should do after you know who you are, before you go into that relationship, who you know you are. Number two, have a couple goal for your relationship. Then number three, become better before you start asking for somebody to come in. Be complete, and then somebody else comes in and find their expression. The next thing is now, how do you want to sustain your vision? Okay, now you have a vision of making the world a better place. How do you want to sustain it? How do you want to motivate yourself? Because people cannot always be there to comfort you. People will not always be in the mood. That's why even in marriage they have for better, for worse. So in business there will be for better, for worse. Market will go up and down. So will you back out? Or will you always pick every business that appear just because things are not working? So how do you want to sustain your vision? How do you want to sustain it? When there is climate change, when there is weather change, when things are not working, when the government is against you, when people are against you, when there are spiritual matters, how do you want to sustain it? So you must have a way of sustaining yourself. For example, I have a journal that I get to every time. I try to write my vision every day. I try to remind myself, I try to surround myself with people that are going my direction. On my birthdays, I also try to reassess my life. I try to do that, and that's a way of sustaining my vision. I get back to my jotter, I get back to my diary. These are the ways I sustain my vision, and I have friends that reminds me of who I've been and who I want to be. And I will also marry someone that will remind me of my vision. So that's why it is very important to sustain your vision. And when you are employing people, employ people that believe in your vision. A partner, a marital partner, you want to marry that believe in where you are going to. A ministry that believes in where you are going to. A business that believes in where you are going to. And have your mind fixed on where you are going to. Then number 5 is to build a system and structure. A lot of people go and register a business or go and propose when they have not figured out who they are, their vision, their purpose. They've not read books, they've not done education, they've not looked for how to sustain themselves when their partner is not in the mood, how to get themselves back. They've not known how to be all right. They've not learned how to control themselves. They've not learned how to manage when they are not happy. They still go out and drink. They still beat the wall. So before you start a business, before you start that ministry or that enterprise, you must look for a way to keep it in place. You must have a system. Then at this level now, you can talk about, okay, let me look for a business name. Let me do a business plan. Let me register a business name. Let me start promoting and putting myself out there. Let me start telling people what I can do. Okay, so you must develop a system and a structure. Who does what? For example, I know my strength. My strength is more of coming with ideas. I find it difficult executing those ideas. So I know if I'm going to get married, or if I'm going to have a business, or I'm going to join a ministry, I'll focus where I am good. I'm good in initiation. So I'll focus there, and I'll have a partner that does the other parts. Okay, even though I'm doing everything now, I come up with ideas, I brand, but over time, you know that you are strong somewhere and you are weak somewhere else. So focus on your strength and pay somebody or employ somebody to take advantage to use their own strength to cover up your weakness. So you must have a system, a structure. Who does what? What's the input in your business? What's the output? What's the throughput? What's the processing? How do you process what happened? Like for my own business, I come up with the ideas. I look for problems, I look for solutions, and when I finish doing that, I'll write. I'll give someone to edit. The person edits, prepare the books, and then somebody else promote the books. I come up with the idea, I go to the studio to record it, and then somebody else promotes it. So my own is just to come up with the idea. Somebody else will package my idea, somebody else will promote and sell it. And that will make me to be creative because I'll be thinking of more innovations for individuals and enterprise. So you must have a system, you must have a business structure, you must have an hierarchy, you must have who do what. Now we know what you want to do in your vision, but who does what at what point in time. Okay, so that's number 5. Then number 6 is, remember you have a vision that outgrow your life. So you have to look for succession and legacy plan. Look for people that believe in where you are going to. Because sometimes you may have 10 ideas, and if you stay on one alone, you may not go far. So sometimes you need to create leverage. You look at KFC, Kentucky Fried Chicken. They have a lot of franchise everywhere. The man has not traveled around the world, but his business has gone around the world. So that's why sometimes the idea of branch office comes up. The idea of extending yourself. It's not just producing fruit from your identity. You must multiply that fruit. You must distribute that fruit. You must partner with people. You must be featured on interview as a guest. So you must create succession and legacy plan. Raise young people. Raise people that will take your vision beyond you. Raise people that believe in you. Mentor people and invest in lives. Make profit from lives. Okay? And then finally, number 7, you must transfer your greatness. Every greatness that is not transferred is not greatness. If you come and you die and nobody knows how you achieve your greatness, that's not right. And that's why it is advised that every founder of a church or organization write a book. If you are successful, tell your children. If you make a good business, you help startup and entrepreneurs. So these are the 7 things that Elohim did. Elohim knows who he is before he created the heaven and earth. He have a vision that, okay, this place has no form or void. And they wanted to extend heaven on earth. They want to extend the kingdom of heaven on earth. That's their vision. And they want to do it by creating an Eden. Can you see that? Elohim know who they are. The vision is to extend heaven on earth. Okay? And then the purpose is to have a head that is self-sustenance. And then their mission was now to create an Eden, a physical Eden. You see how they restricted it to Eden. And then they branded it, they put all the plant and the tree, everything. And they sustained the vision by bringing man to manage it. They created a system and structure so that a plant, there's something we call ecosystem. They created ecosystem. That's a system and a structure. And then they create successions. Okay, man comes and goes. So there's nothing like the whole people on the world dies. No. As somebody dies, somebody is giving birth to. As somebody is giving birth to, somebody dies. As a plant dies, the seeds produce. So there is a succession and legacy. And then there is transfer of greatness. Why do you think we have the Bible? The Bible is supposed to show us how God made it happen. And why do you think I'm talking to you like this? It's because I read the Bible, I observed the Bible. Now we can replicate the greatness of God. Not being God, but replicate greatness. When you read the story of Cristiano Ronaldo or musicians or great people. You're not trying to go to their field. You're only trying to apply their strategy in your field. So you don't have to tattoo Ronaldo's image on your body. You don't have to tattoo anybody on your body. You don't have to tattoo me on your body. I know you will not do that. But the point I'm bringing out is when you learn from people's story, you learn because you want to apply in your strategy. So go do this. In your personal life, put these 7 principles. In your marriage, to build a marriage that is blissful, that people will want to make reference to, put these 7 principles. To build a business, put these 7 principles. To grow as a career person, as a professional, or to become the best version of yourself, put these 7 principles. What is the 7 principles again? Number 1, inner team and identity. Number 2, vision and purpose. Number 3, mission mastery and branding. Number 4, sustaining your vision. Number 5, have a system or structure. For marriage, this is the point you go to marriage now. Before you go and start a marriage, you must have done number 3. 1, 2, 3. Before you start a business, 1, 2, 3. Before you get a job, 1, 2, 3. Before you start anything, 1, 2, 3. That's the preparation aspect. Preparation is very important. So the first 3 is before you start that relationship or anything. So you understand who you are, vision and purpose, mission mastery and branding. You think of how to sustain your vision, then you can now come to system and structure. Okay, that means the first 4 rather. The first 4. Then you make plan for succession. You raise children, you raise mentee, you raise disciples, and then you transfer your greatness. These are the 7 principles. So the book is on. You can register for the book and get opportunity of being a part of those that learn from this book. The book is very, very important. It's very, very great, and I'm sure that you will become better when you have a personal copy of the book or the e-book of a version of the book. So guys, thank you. So this video will be going out after this Facebook live, and I'm sending it out. Please share, comment, and give us your feedback. We want to hear from you. You want to get to other of our books, please reach out to us. You want us to come and speak on your social media page or group, or in your conference or meetup, your church, or anything on leadership, on branding, on innovation, on greatness or growth. You can invite us as a keynote speaker. You can invite us in your company to develop your staff and everybody. You can help us. You can invite us as a management consultant. You have your project, you have construction, or you want to promote or model anything, you can invite us in. So thank you. Take care. Bye bye.